Hello my crafty friends, this is Monica from Allsewpetite. This is the 5th video of the series where I walk you through how to make the McFly backpack. Visit my shop to purchase the pattern and let's get sewing. In the previous 2 videos we completed the external back portion of the pattern, and in this tutorial I will show you how to assemble the external zipper pocket, side pockets, and how to sew the front darts. Now we're going to work on our external zipper pocket. So take your front panel and the short number 5 zipper and decide which way you want the zipper to open. I like my pocket to open from left to right. You're going to place the zipper facing down along that top edge. Then line it up and pin it in place. We're going to base the zipper 2 millimeters from the edge. Once you basted the zipper, you're going to take your front pocket and place it right side facing towards the front panel. Line it up at the top edge, at the zipper, and pin it in place. If you are using a directional print for the front pocket, you need to make sure that you flip the pocket upside down. Instead of pinning the top edge of your pocket, you're going to pin the bottom edge of your pocket. Because my fabric is non-directional, I don't really have to worry about it at this point. If you're using directional print and you clip the top edge, then once your pocket is assembled, when you open your zipper, you will notice that the fabric print runs upside down. So normally you don't really see what's against the front panel. You only see what's against the lining when you open your zipper pocket. So by flipping the pocket upside down at this step, you ensure that when you open your pocket, your fabric print is in the correct direction. Now we're going to sew the seam using 5 mm seam allowance. Now you can flip the panels so they are right sides together, just like that, and then we can press the seam flat. Now we can top stitch close to the edge. And then bring the bottom edge of your lining towards the other edge of your zippers. So you're going to line up that short edge at the top edge of your zipper tape. Make sure your sides are aligned as well and clip everything in place. Here we go, just like that. Now we're going to baste the pocket around all 3 sides using 2 mm seam allowance. Okay, now you're going to take your external front piece and we're going to place the top edge of our zipper against that straight edge of in the center of our front piece. So flip the pocket so the right sides are facing each other with the front panel. Then line up those straight edges and pin everything together. Just like that. We're going to sew the seam using 5 mm seam allowance. Once you've stitched that, you're going to flip the pocket down, then press the seam allowance towards the top so it faces the front panel. You're going to press that, then we can top stitch close to the finished seam. Now that we assemble the external front, we're going to take our front stabilizer and place it on the back of the panel. If you're using sewing stabilizer like me, line it up and clip around all sides. If you're using fusible stabilizer and you've cut it without the seam allowance, make sure it's centered. Then you can fuse it with an iron. Now I'm going to baste the stabilizer around all sides using 2mm seam allowance. Once you pasted the stabilizer to the front panel, you can transfer the darts. This is optional, but I'm going to install my metal tag now. Take the external and lining side pockets and place them on top of each other, right sides together. Line up on all sides and then clip along the top edge. Here we go. We're going to sew the seams using 1 cm seam allowance. Now you can open the panels and press the seam flat. Then you're going to bring the panels wrong sides together and slightly roll the external fabric towards the lining. So you've got your external fabric slightly visible from the lining side. However, when you flip, you won't see any lining peeking out at this point. And then you can press that flat as well. After that, you can pin the panels around all sides. Don't worry if you've got a little bit of the lining peeking out at the bottom edge. We can just trim that later on. When you're ready, you're going to top stitch along that finished seam, and then we're going to baste the remaining 3 sides. Once you've got that top stitch and basted, you can trim any excess fabric that you have at the bottom. So your pocket has 2 sides. One side is shorter and one side is taller because of the top angled edge. So you're going to take that shorter edge and line it up inside that dart. So you're going to line that straight edge and pin it together. So if I flip my front panel, you can see that the bottom edge of the pocket doesn't match the bottom edge of the front panel. Don't worry, that's correct. We're going to line it up later on. So now that we have our side pockets clipped, we're going to baste them only on that inner side, about 5 mm from the edge. We're going to stitch our darts exactly the same way that we've done on the front lining piece. So with right sides together, you're going to fold the dart in half and line up those edges. Clip that in place. Then make sure you keep your side pockets out of the way before you do the other side. Again, we're going to stitch both darts starting from the bottom, going towards the tip of the dart on both sides, and make sure the tip of the dart on both darts is at the same height. I've stitched both of my darts, as you can see. Now I'm going to trim the stabilizer out of the seam allowance to reduce the bulk. So first I need to unpick the basting stitch, and then I can trim the stabilizer. When you get to the top here, you can just carefully clip the stabilizer as close you can get to the tip of the dart without cutting the fabric. Then you can cut the stabilizer away as close as possible to the stitching line. Just like that. And then I'm going to repeat that on the other side and on the other dart. Now you can press that seam allowance towards the side. So you're going to press it away from those pockets. And then, making sure we don't catch the side pockets, we're going to top stitch along that dart. That is all for this tutorial. In the next video we will make the backpack gusset. Thank you for watching. Like this video if you found this tutorial helpful, and let me know in the comments what you think about the pattern. See you next time. Stay crafty, friends.